Good morning, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear participants. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the All India Women Academicians Con of Women in Academy. Welcome the students Kendra's Sangeeta Nataka Academy Award. She also has an institution named Nritya Kinnara. Without any further interruptions, now let's call upon their student Ami Dikshitar Garu, Ragam, Hamsadwani Ragam, Adi Talam. The performers are Srimati Vasavi, Kumari Deepika, Chiranjeevi Vatsalya, Chiranjeevi Sashtra.
The whole program is being telecast here. You can even share the link with all your friends and request them to watch this first All India Women's Academicians Conference. Thank you so much. And I request all the delegates. Thank you.
But also this are women leaders, entrepreneurs, and traditional and framework, these style range could be a very success. It's a, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request government schools and colleges bring them. This IAS officer also motivated people and officials to make Pettapalli a total open defecation-free district. Madam received 3 awards for ideating and implementing unit.
Kindergarten child who was being regularly assaulted by a driver. And this driver, a very well-known child, has come to me with a long representation saying that you please come to me with a long representation saying that you please, especially when these are the parents who are talking to the media. These are the parents who, they said, we will be inconvenienced because they could be failed. These students could be failed in their exams if they did so. They were ruthlessly put down by this management and no one raised this. And now, today, everyone is raising their voice. My question is this, my anger is this, are we going to continue this? We are all women academicians. We have the students, the women students, they are all women academicians. We have the students, the women students sitting in front of us. Their minds are fertile. They want you all to understand you have a very huge role to play. All these girls in your classrooms, that is where your role starts. Please do not push away or try to make something, try to say something that would not allow these children to come and say what they have to say in respect of these kind of situations. In fact, you should create a support group. You should be able to educate them about their rights to be able to say when it is difficult to take things for them. Whether it is in the college, whether it is at home, whether it is on the road, whether it is in any place. To create safe places is all in our hands if we create these support groups. So my request to all of you, kindly do please nurture your students, especially the girls, to understand their rights. And they have to become not mere women. You are going to rear lionesses in your classrooms. You must do that. Otherwise, I am not going to wait for this society to change. I am not going to wait for men to change their attitudes. I am not going to wait for the police system to change. I am not going to wait for another Nirbhaya Act to come. We have to do what it takes today. It is well within our scope to have these support groups, whether it's at workplace, whether it is in college, whether it is in our own neighborhood. We have to empower these people. And this is what we all need to do as academicians and as so-called empowered women. If we are not able to empower someone else, we do not deserve to call ourselves empowered. So I request all of you, please look at this very seriously. I request that your declaration, which you're going to make this evening, shall aim something to this effect. You will all create these kind of support groups within your system and ensure that you will empower these students who come to you. Last but not the least, I want to explain to all of you that we in the government, we do a lot of things. But what actually happens at the field level is mostly out of control. There are acts, there are a lot of rules and regulations. But if a person down the line knows about it, there is really no point in having all these things. Like today, that a zero FIR can be filed is not known to many students. That you should rather have internal committees in every organization is not known to many people. In fact, when I recently had an occasion to talk to one of my officers, she was telling me that there is a lady in my office who was being pestered by another man, another colleague, to marry her. But she was not willing, and he was stopping her. He was my city had two marriage age. So she was being held continually by him. I didn't know about this. It was in my own office. Then a lady who understood that there's this kind of a problem to her and I asked her, please file a complaint. Can you do that in the police? She said, ma'am, I may not be able to do that because my kids are of manageable age. I cannot keep going to the police station all the time. And this person who is hassling her has unlimited access. He can come and do anything to her any point of time. So I said, okay, if that is how you want it, then I can't force you. So all I could do was keep her in my peshi and give her some kind of support to ensure that and transfer this man. So what we basically do is, she didn't file a complaint. There's really nothing I could do as an officer. Find my willingness. This is precisely what I'm trying to tell you. Why can we not allow our students to talk, to be able to fight for this, and to be able to discern and make the choices when they have to? This is what we can achieve in our university, in our classrooms, then being academicians and women academicians at that would be the biggest success for all of us. So I would just like to conclude saying that a lot of people ask me, why don't you wear a sari? Okay, a lot of people do that. And I'm only wearing a salwar kameez today. There's an MP who asked me one day, "Ma'am, don't wear saris." I said, why does it go? And maybe you will wear it on August 15th and January 20th. I said, yeah. But then I told him a theory of mine. I said, when men understood that they cannot tie up a woman to a kitchen, when men understood that they could not tie up a woman to the kitchen, they invented the sari because she can tie herself up with it. That's why I don't wear a sari. So, thank you very much for all your time and attention. I do hope to be part of your declaration today. And let us now start thinking not as women, but we the women. We. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful and impactful words. I now request Professor Lakshmi Narayan sir, registered Osmania University, please grace the dais. I request Sneha Joshi madam to welcome sir with a bouquet. I now have Professor Shanti Sri Pandit Madam, Vice Chancellor Jawaharlal Nehru University with us. Madam born in July 1962 at Russia and former USSR. Madam has educated in Chennai at Pondicherry College and with a topper and gold medalist. Madam completed her MPhil and PhD in International Politics from School of International Studies, JNU, New Delhi, and postdoctorate in Peace and Conflict Studies from Uppsala University. Madam has been appointed as the first women alumnus Vice Chancellor of India, India's top university, that is Jawaharlal Nehru University. In teaching and research career spanning over 3.5 decades, Madam has published 4 books and many other contributions. Madam has published several research papers and widely traveled across the world. Completed several research projects and guided 30 students have been completed their PhDs under Madam's supervision, and 8 MPhils have been completed. Madam was the General Secretary of the Pune University of Teachers Association and University of Pune State and Management Council. Madam has published several research papers and books, completed more than 38 books in her account. So far published several articles in prestigious publishers. Madam served as a Vice President IPSA and President Member Government of India National Committees like NAC, CSSR and other things. President of India has nominated Madam to several universities as his nominee on selection committees. Madam was a founder member of New Life India Movement and Youth Forum of Gandhian Studies, conferred with her honorary rank of Colonel by the Ministry of Defence of contribution to National Cadet Corps January in 2024. Madam has received several awards from various organizations. Madam, we have honored over to have you here, ma'am. I now request you to please address the gathering.
Respected Shri Vishnudev Verma, Honorable Governor of Telangana, Dr. Sudha Narayan Murthy, who is a great idol for us, ma'am, especially with your humility and your knowledge, Member Rajya Sabha, Srimati Devasena, Srimati Vidya Bharati, and Shri Gunta Lakshman Garu, Professor Sudhakar Reddy, and eminent women academicians. Andaru Mahanubhavuliki na Shatakoti Vandanalu Namaskaralu. Let me at the outset thank ABRSM and ICCR for inviting me here to be amongst you. Yes, I thank the present government. Let me tell you, for all the left and the liberal people talk about women's rights, it took the present Prime Minister and his government to appoint the first woman Vice Chancellor to India's most revolutionary university. So it is this government that walks the talk. So hence, I thank the government as well as this. And let me tell you, we women can take up any challenges. We come from a feminist civilization of Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. And here all of you, seeing so many of you, let me congratulate the organizers. I've never seen so many women and so few men. And that itself is an achievement. And I'm so happy, Gunta Lakshman Garu, behind every successful woman, we have strong men. Thank you so much. And I'm not here to advise most of you, but I'm here to tell you all that we are, as women, natural educators. Number 2, we have to break subject barriers, and we can break them. Leadership in STEM. And I would request women to bring in gender-inclusive curriculum, institutional leadership. Please let me tell you that problems are mostly solved by women. Do you know who are the most powerful cabinet ministers of Indira's cabinet? Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, and then Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth, and Durga, the goddess of power. Whether you say knowledge is power or power is knowledge, it is with women. So hence, sir, we are a feminist civilization, and I'm so happy that ABVRSM has been able to bring you all together. And let me also say that we have to build a value-based leadership model. This Prime Minister has called for Nari Shakti and women-led development, meaning women in front. And I thank Gunta Lakshman Garu and his team for putting women in front and helping them from behind. Thank you so much. And I thank the governor, who also has proved that he's a great feminist and a humanist, to be among us today and support the role of women in nation building. And nobody better than Sudha Murthy here. Madam, I am greatly obliged to share the stage with you. And once again, I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Let me tell you, women, you have nothing to look back at it. This is your time. Please move ahead. We are a society that does not believe in opposition. We believe in balance, in Ardhanarishwar. And hence, both the masculine and the feminine are in balance and harmony. So hence, let us build a narrative that is an Indic narrative where the feminist is in harmony with the masculine and peace in the world. Today is also the World Peace Day, and I wish all of us, young women academicians who have come from all over India, thank you so much to be here, and I hope all of you will become better than most of us who are in leadership positions. Thank you once again. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have an eminent personality with us, Srimati Sudha Narayanamurthy Garu, MP Rajya Sabha. Madam is an founder of Infosys Foundation, author, philanthropist and chairperson of Murthy Trust, and Mrs. Murthy was born in August 1950 in North Karnataka. Mrs. Murthy completed her engineering in electrical and electronics engineering and completed her master's from IISc Bangalore. Madam has been the first women engineer to be hired in the Tata Motors. Mrs. Murthy's story of contributing towards the birth of Infosys in 1981 is well known to us. Her unwavering support, dedication and sharp and decisive leadership qualities played an important role in establishing Infosys Foundation. Her foremost contribution towards the women empowerment has been rehabilitation of Devadasi community. Mrs. Murthy started a unique Madam, actually we are tired to edit your intro, really. You have very big profile to introduce to. Thank you, ma'am. I request Madam to please address the gathering.
All of you can see me now. I'm a short lady. Andarki namaskaram.
Shall we one more?
What are they asking?
They want to see you while you are talking.
They can see me. You all can see me, don't. Respected Governor Shri Varmaji, distinguished people on dais, ladies and gentlemen. Though I understand Telugu, I cannot speak. Because I understand Telugu because I see a lot of Telugu movies. That's the reason. They are very nice. Okay. Thank you very much for calling me for this conference because there are many reasons I enjoy. Number one, being a woman, I enjoy. Number two, being a teacher, I enjoy. Number three, I enjoy Indian culture, so it is very dear to my heart. Women play an important role in the society. They are like, I was really surprised by and happy and surprised by Madam Devasena's speech and got many points, and so is Santanti Shri Pandit ji. A lot of information. They talk about women. Actually, they have left very little thing for me to talk now. By nature, women, men in this hall, though I am minority, excuse me, women are smarter than. been proven because God made me that way. And which we are not aware. We always think, oh, you women who can't do these things. No, you are capable of doing many things, provided if you understand what you are. Nature makes her a mother, so she knows what is the pain. Nature makes her to marry someone and go to somebody's house. So she knows how to adjust. As a daughter-in-law, she has to adjust. As a mother-in-law, she has to control. As a daughter, she has to serve her parents. As sister, she has to show her affection. She has many roles in the society. And because of all these roles are very emotional, difficult, walking on a tightrope, and still she has to be successful. And that's the reason I say women are more capable, because they have fantastic built-in system to be a better manager. Your husband may be manager in the office, but you are manager on many departments, finance, education, cooking, marketing, every field you are very good, then only you can run the house. I always say when women do very well in life, please don't forget that there are many people also support her. Behind every successful woman, there is an understanding man. The man could be her father, could be her brother, could be her son, could be her husband. But please remember, their contribution is not less. Though we may be strong, but they also contribute. It is like a ratha. You have two wheels or four wheels. You are two wheels, other two are your partners. Together the ratha moves. Time immemorial, India had great teachers. And in that, women teachers were very, very famous. We do not have records, but we have only hearsay we have. Like you must be knowing, every day they say Gayatri mantra everywhere. The lady Gayatri herself, or the Devi Gayatri they call. It's a female. When I was a little kid, there were many ladies in mythology. It was taught to us. My grandfather was a school teacher. I come from a teacher's family. That's it. Then I requested Governor Saab, sir, if you are in a hurry, you can deliver your lecture and go. I will take more time. Being a teacher, I talk. Being a woman, I talk. Being a system analyst, I talk. Being a grandmother, I tell stories. So I require a lot of time to talk. He said, don't worry. My grandfather was a school teacher. My mother was a school teacher. My father was a professor. I come from a teaching family and married into a teaching family. My father-in-law was a high school teacher and my brother-in-law was a college professor. Only odd man out was my husband, Narayan Murthy Garu. Went to be the nurse. So in teacher's family, money is never discussed. I'm sure all teachers over here, money is never discussed. We always discuss how much marks he got, what subject, which subject a tough question paper. Okay, what is the last year question paper? You will be with the books and the question papers. So my grandfather used to tell many mythological stories about women. I told, no, tell me one story where women are so different. Two stories remain in my mind for a long time, and even today. One is the story of Maitreyi. She was the wife of Yajnavalkya. He has two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi. Katyayani was a happy wife, domestic work she will do. What husband says, she will say yes. But Maitreyi was not. She will question him, why, when, where. Women should question. Now I don't say disobey is different, but question is a must. Somebody has made the shloka, when a young girl is born, she should listen to her father, later to her husband at the old age, her son. That is only rhythmic. In real life, no. You have to question in your father's house why this happens. You have to question your husband, and in case he is wrong, you have to correct. And you have to advise your children, question. But somewhere you have to have a line of separation. Like, when you are young, when you are old, you can question, and you should not get detached. I always tell my children, this is my opinion, however, decision is yours. And with husband also, I will tell him, you are my friend as such. I will tell this decision is yours. Somewhere you have to put that line of separation, then control. The moment you don't put line of separation, or line of detachment, then you can start controlling. Don't control, but advise. Like Rajya Sabha member, you should advise. Because you are in the house of elders. So, you should advise when you see something is wrong, you should advise. I liked about Devasena, telling that we should change, we should not wait for someone to change. It's a great message. So about this I am going to talk today. I will take a little more time. I told I liked Maitreyi because she used to question her husband. And Yajnavalkya became old. He said, I am going to the Tapovana. I want to become a sannyasi. I have, in olden days, a rishi will have no currency. He will have 100 cattle, 100 cows. He said, I will divide between 2 wives and I am going. Wife was happy, Katyayani was happy. But Maitreyi said, why are you going to Tapovana? To learn more. She said, living this life, you are going to Tapovana to learn more. That means that is more attractive than 100 cows or 1,000 cows. I don't want half of this cow. I want half of your knowledge. I want to come with you to the one. Both of them went. This story attracted me a lot as a child. You can get material things in life, but what you should get is more than that. How to manage material, how to learn more, how to manage difficult situations. So many people say, Sudha Murthy, your life must have been very easy. You went to college, got a first rank. You went to institute, got a first rank. You got a job, then you got a husband. He built a company, everything is fine. I said, that is what you see. There are equal or more number of failures I have seen in life, difficulties in life. And every time, what I am today, it made me, is resilience. It is resilience, women. All girls here, women here, please learn resilience first. Difficulties do come to everybody. Life is like an ocean. You have a lot of waves. You can't stop waves. You have to ride the waves. And in 1968, like 100 साल पहले मुझे तुमसे प्यार था ऐसा है. There were no girls. There were no toilets. And always boys will look at me, a suspicion that this is the candidate who is going to fail. And every time I'll say to my mind, no, I'll prove it. I will prove it. There is no border for there is no gender for education. Education is gender free. It is we make it gender oriented. Teachers, what you have to teach apart from all in one's life. When there is no resilience, that's when a lot of depressions are there. Oh, I lost my, my husband did not buy me a new car, so she is depressed. So what? You can have a bicycle. So what? It's good for health. Your husband may not afford. And it's okay if you can't afford. Everybody cannot be Maharaja. It's okay. So you have to tell people to understand the reality and have resilience in life. That means you should have Itnanti Purusham Haranacha. It is not what you wear. It is what flowers you wear, what kirita you wear, what jewelry you wear, what makeup you wear. None of them will give you confidence. The confidence, you are not scared. Otherwise, you are always scared type. At home, father will get upset. Later, husband will get upset. Later, mother-in-law will get upset. That you can manage. Okay? Boss will get upset if you are working. Daughter-in-law will get upset. You want to spend your life that somebody is getting upset and you should go on, get scared? No. When something is wrong, legally, ethically wrong, you must tell and create a confidence within you. What is this confidence? How much it cost? Where do you get it? You don't get anywhere. It is like how Atma is told in Bhagavad cannot be sold. What is this? You should know your nature. Like nobody is perfect, you are not perfect. Now what are your weak points? You should write it down. I used to do that way. What are my weak points? Food is, I am very fond of food. That's my weak point. Wherever there is the food, I will be the first person to go and eat. What is my strong point? My strong point is I can convert anything into a story. What is my strong point? I will not worry because anyway it is there with me. What is my weak point? I have to go on improving. Compete with yourself, not with your neighbor. Oh, she had a pattu sari, I don't have. She has a Vallabhama sari, I don't have. She has a house in Jubilee Hills, I don't have. Well, no, it is not the house. It is the mind which makes you happy. Stay in a small 2-bedroom flat. If you are happy, that's a palace. Stay in Banjara Hills. If you are not happy, that's a prison. Please remember, where you stay, you can make a palace. What you wear, you can make a pitambara. Okay? What you wear, simple things, you can make a sarana abharana. But your mind should be happy. To make your mind should be happy, you must compete with your own mind and reduce your weakness. 100% you cannot, but you can reduce your weakness. So, number 1, teach everybody resilience. Number 2, Atma Vishwas. Number 3, accept the reality. Accept the reality. You should dream, but it should be a dream which should be feasible. You know, all desirables are not achievables. All achievables are not desirables also. So you should know the fine difference between achievable, non-achievable, desirable, non-desirable. And to do all these things, you require jnana, knowledge. It is not when you grow old, hair become grey, you can color it nowadays, but still you are old, okay? Hair is grey, your skin is crumbled, then you say, I am old. No, you are old only when you stop learning. The day you stop learning knowledge, you lose knowledge, you become old. Keep your mind inventing new things, increase your knowledge. Knowledge gives you power. Like she told, Saraswati is ultimate. That's the reason, Ya Kundendu Tushara Hara Dhavala. She is ultimate. She gives you power. Always, for me, money has never given me power. My courage has come through my knowledge. Knowledge reduces your ignorance. Please remember, the more the knowledge you have, your ignorance is less. So, teach your children to have knowledge first, then degree. You may get, I can give you 1 hour talk on that. Many of my students, I'm a teacher by profession also. My students, I used to teach and tell them, look, these are for the examination sake you study. These are for non-examination. I taught them many things in life which are not examination. I met them, all my students have done very well in computer science and they have established computer companies abroad. So they come and see me because I believe old wine, old memories, old students are precious and rare. So I love my students. Like I'm sure all teachers love their students. So when they come, they don't have to take appointment, they come and meet me. I ask them, beta, I taught you C++, Java, database management, many other things. Tell me, which one was so useful in your life? They said, ma'am, to be honest with you, not many. Because, computer science changes. But you taught us non-examination syllabus that has helped us a lot in real life. So, in 1 hour class of MCA, MBA, or MSc Computer Science, I used to teach 45 minutes my subject, for which I am paid, which is my responsibility, and 15 minutes non-examination real life difficulties. So my students say, ma'am, we tell our children, better read ma'am's book, where non-examination things she writes. So teach your children, number 1, knowledge, which leads to confidence. Number 2, resilience. Number 3 is courage to face reality. Many things it's very difficult to face reality. It's hard. It is hard. But you can't run away. You can't run away. You have to face with courage. And when you face with courage, you get a confidence. Married. And she put a condition. It was in olden days. She put a condition. I want one sentence which that sentence, a happy man becomes sad and sad man becomes happy. It's a very difficult question. Only one sentence. A sad man becomes happy and happy man becomes sad. Many people tried and failed, and one intelligent fellow told, this too shall pass. Think over it. If you are happy, you tell this too shall pass. You will become unhappy. If you are sad, this too shall pass. Whenever you have difficulties, you should always remember, this too shall pass. Nothing is permanent in life. Nothing is permanent in life. That's what Buddha says. Nothing is permanent. What exists, they all perish. What exists, including this flower and me, water bottle, whatever you take, everything perishes. Which doesn't perish is real knowledge. And difficulties do come in life, but it won't stay. You have to face it with courage. The last and not the least, the most important thing I want to tell you is Indian culture. We are a culture of many, many thousands of years. And when great scientists, like, I was in Ujjain about 3-4 days back. When I look at the Mahakala 0,0, we used to call in a trigonometry, it is a 0,0 of India. Or the Greenwich of India was the Mahakala, which was Ujjain. When I look at Varahamira's theories, Brahmagupta's theories, Madhava theories, there is so much rich tradition, tapestry we have in our country other than China. Or other things, other countries do not have this kind of that. Whereas we have a lot more than China, I feel, because they have so much of language, so many different languages, different customs, different food habits, different jewelries, different textbook. But our base, our base is only one, that is Indian. That is an Indian culture. A culture which is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, a culture which says that love everyone, a culture which says that, this is a famous thing which, again, I learned when I was a child, manasa satatam smaraniyam, vacha satatam vadaniyam, lokahitam mama karaniyam. God has given me manas, my mind. For what? To very well. And talk good things. Don't talk wrong things. Don't talk wrong things. That's the reason God has given you tongue. And why you should do this one? Lokahitam mama karaniyam. I want to help for lokahita. And as a teacher, apart from your syllabus, you have to teach your children manasa satate smaraniyam, vachasa satmatate vadaniyam, lokahitam mama karaniyam. Bring those students. Make them real good human beings. It's your job. That's the reason in hierarchy, number 1 is mother, matrudevo bhava. Number 2 is father, pitrudevo bhava, because he works and brings money and helps, makes his family stable. And third one is acharya devo bhava, teachers. You have the right to change them. And you have the power to change them. What I am today is because of my great teachers. They told me, talked to me, they helped me a lot how to talk, how to live in school. And what I taught my students, also that Guru Runa, what I had, Guru Runa, Rishi Runa, I have given that back to my students. India is a great country. It has many, many things in life, many, many things in its history. Learn the best out of it. Teach them, the soft power of the other country is nice to see, but we should be our own. Our neighboring auntie may be very beautiful, but my mother is my mother. My country is my country. If I don't respect my culture, my country, then you are like growing up a tree without any support, and one or other day you will fall. I tell them their quality of work is very good because they had a great leaders like that. So our leaders who are in good position have very great. Some plus minus whatever you feel, you should forget that, improve it. But our culture is like a vast Ganga. Take advantage. Many, many years people have spent in this country to run. Many old people, when they were young, oh, I don't believe and all. When they grow old like me, they said, I wish I would have known my country better. I should have known my family. With a modern roots and wing and come back. There is a beautiful shloka in Sukti Sudha. It says, oh child, when you are going out, I'm running out of time, otherwise I would have recited that. Go like Raja Raghu, who went to the west, conquered and came back. It is Raghuvanshi and Kalidasa. Or like Shakuntaleya Bharatam, Raja Bharat, who unified India and defined India between the land, 2 rivers and the top Himalaya, the bottom Hindus. And he said, Raja Bharata, went and unified our land. Or Arjuna, who conquered everywhere and brought money to the land. May you betterment of our country, our people. Thank you very much giving me a chance to talk. I really thank Lakshman Garu giving me an opportunity. And thank you for listening. I want to thank our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, making me a Rajya Sabha member on 8th March under Nari Shakti, giving me a better platform, a bigger platform to express my views and ideas. All teachers, you have a special quality most people do not have. You can take a statue, you can take a stone and and that you can make a murti out of it. Many people don't have. You are the Shilpi to make your students' life. You are Chitrakar, making their life better. It is you who make the murti in real life, not Narayan Murthy. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. In spite of madam's ill health and weakness, she made us energized and feel so strong. Thank you, ma'am. I now request
Okay, we'll share. Sharing is always caring, so don't worry. Yeah. Hey. Who is the Kavi? Singer. Ah. You are important, beta. You are important person. Ah.
I request the team to play the song. I request Governor Sir to please announce the release of
Jananam Nive Jananivi Nive
Please see, madam. You selected your photo. Good photo.
Thank you.
Yes.
Jananam Nive Jananivi Nive Gamanam Nive Gamyam Nive Srustivi Nive Drustivi Nive Kartavu Nive Karmavu Nive Satyam Nive Nityam Nive Shaktivi Nive Yuktivi Nive Mantram Nive Tantram Nive Deepam Nive Dhupam Nive Sutram Stotram Nive Jananam Nive Jananivi Nive Gamanam Nive Gamyam Nive Sahanam Nive Sampada Nive Gamakam Nive Ganam Nive Bhashyam Nive Bhasata Nive Chalimivi Nive Chaliyamu Nive Hityam Nive Krityam Nive Bhaktivi Nive Muktivi Nive Yogam Nive Yagam Nive Dhyanam Nive Yanam Nive Pranam Pranavam Nive Jananam Nive Jananivi Nive గమనం నీవే గమ్యం నీవే ప్రేమం నీవే ప్రార్థన నీవే తేజం నీవే త్యాగం నీవే గగనం నీవే గర్జన నీవే శిఖరం నీవే సకలం నీవే చిత్తం నీవే వృత్తం నీవే అమృతం నీవే అభయం నీవే పూజవు నీవే పూజిత నీవే విద్యవు నీవే వినయం నీవే సర్వం శరణం నీవే జననం నీవే జననివి నీవే గమనం నీవే గమ్యం నీవే
It was a nice moment we had. We have the lyricist and music and singer, also video editor over here. I request our Governor Garu to please present a memento as a token of acknowledgement to the lyricist Dr. V. Srinadachari Garu, and the music and singer was by Sri Ravi Varma Potedar Garu, and the video editor was Ballepalli Mohan Garu. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we have Srimati Vijayabharati Saini Garu, Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission. Madam,
ఇప్పటికే సమయం చాలా ఎక్కువైంది. వేదిక పైన ఉన్నటువంటి మాననీయ గవర్నర్ గారు, తెలంగాణ ప్రాంతం మాతృశక్తికి శివశక్తికి వెళ్ళినా ఇప్పుడు ఒకటే వినిపిస్తున్నా అనే విషయాన్ని నాకు 5 నిమిషాలు ఇచ్చారు. మ్యాక్సిమం 3 నిమిషాల్లో నేను పూర్తి చేసేందుకు ప్రయత్నిస్తాను. Instance of sexual abuse at Sandesh Kali, Nath Pratha and other similar cases. ఈ విషయాలు ఒకటి చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఒక తెలుగు బిడ్డగా ఒక అద్భుతమైన సంస్థ నుంచి ఎన్హెచ్ఆర్సీకి వెళ్ళినటువంటి నేను సందేశ్ కాలికి వెళ్ళడానికి నన్ను మా యొక్క చైర్పర్సన్ ఆ రోజు అరుణ్ కుమార్ మిశ్రా గారు అడిగారు. చాలాను సందేశ్ కాలీలో 3 days ఉన్నాను. అక్కడ టీంతో పాటు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అంతా తీసుకున్నాను. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇవ్వడానికి భయపడ్డ వాళ్ళంతా కూడా తర్వాత మనం మాట్లాడిన విధానాలతో వాళ్ళు మాకు అంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చారు. వాళ్ళ డిమాండ్ ఒక్కటే, షేక్ షాజహాన్ని అరెస్ట్ చేయాలి, సిబిసిఐడికి పట్టించాలి. అప్పటి వరకు అండర్ గ్రౌండ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి షేక్ షాజహాన్ 3 days మన యొక్క విజిట్ అయిన తర్వాత నేను ఢిల్లీకి చేరుకుంటున్నాను. ఇక్కడ షేక్ షాజహాన్ అరెస్ట్ అయ్యాడు, సిబిసిఐడికి కేసు ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. వాళ్ళందరి కోరిక తీరింది. The National Human Rights Commission India has established a core group on women that convenes regularly to address issues critical to protecting women's rights in the country. This core group comprises individuals from various fields, including lawyers, activists, academics, and scholars who have expertise in women's rights. Recommendations from such meetings are forwarded to relevant ministries for consideration policy revisions. Additionally, NHRC India promotes gender equality by issuing advisories on women's rights nationwide. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Commission issued an advisory to address the heightened vulnerabilities faced by women due to the crisis. More recently, NHRC India released an advisory on the protection of human rights for widows. This advisory acknowledges the specific challenges faced by widows and provides detailed recommendations to empower them and safeguard their rights. NHRC India also regularly organizes seminars, conferences, and open house discussions on issues pertaining to gender equality and women's rights. In the past, the Commission has organized conferences on women's participation in the labor force, women in the workplace, and the derogatory practices against women in India. Though the medium of such events, NHRC seeks to bring attention to different issues related to women's rights and recommended a course of action to all concerned government bodies. NHRC recently organized a national symposium on women's safety at work and public spaces, which saw participation of senior IAS, IPS officers, members of the judiciary, as well as the human rights activists, to come up with a plan of action for ensuring women's safety when they step out of their house. It is through these consistent efforts that the Commission works towards protecting and promoting women's rights in India. It is my sincere belief that in the new Bharat, women who are already making strides in the field of education, civil services, STEM, academia, armed forces, etc. will flourish. ఇవన్నీ మానేసేసి అమ్మవారి చేతిలో ఏం ఆయుధాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎందుకు ఉపయోగించాలి, ఎందుకు ఉపయోగించింది నేనేం చేయాలి, ఈ విధంగా ఆలోచిస్తారని చెప్పేసి కోరుకుంటూ నేను ముగిస్తాను.
Thank you, ma'am. Use our Honorable Governor Garu, Sri Jishnudev Heritage Tripura chapter and coordinated initiatives for the trust in the Northeast. He embarked on his political journey with BJP in 1993 and was elected as a National Council member representing Tripura. He held the position of General Secretary overseeing the organizational matters for the Tripura BJP. In 2018, Sir contested the State Assembly election from the Charilam SD University, where he garnered an unprecedented victory of 89.33% of vote cast. His works, infused with vibrant themes, grace various tourist paths, temples and public spaces, often in collaboration with Sanskar Bharati. A poet, writer of considerable repute, his poetry in Bengali and English has touched the hearts of many. His work notably featured in his books Children of Water Goddess and Master of Theme. He possesses a deep and passionate commitment to tribal development, education, health and art and culture. Known for his affable personality, he enjoys engaging with people from all walks of life, always making time to connect with the common man. In his own words, his philosophy of life is an opportunity to offer a healing touch to those who living on the margins. Sir, we are very honored to have you here, sir. I request you to please address the gathering. Thank you.
Good afternoon. And on the dais, there was Sudha Narayana Murthy. She was the MP. She's no more here, but she had to go because she has to get a flight. She's not keeping well. And she is the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. Srimati Vijaya Bharati Sayani, chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, NHRC. A.S.T. Devasana, IAS Commissioner of Collegiate Education and Technical Education, Telangana State. Sri Gunta Lakshman, All India Joint Organizing Secretary, Akhil Bharatiya Rashtriya Shaishik Mahasangh. Professor Santri Shri Pandit, Vice Chancellor, JNU. Dr. M. Shailaja, Professor, Additional COE, Hyderabad. Dr. D. Sunita, University College of Education, OU. Professor Sudhakar Reddy, Honorary Director, SM Telangana and Professor in Mathematics. Dr. E. Yadaya, General Secretary, ABR, SM Telangana and Head Department of Chemistry, OU. Esteemed participant, esteemed media friends, ladies and gentlemen. While I was sitting on the stage, Sri Sudhaji, Sri Sudha Narayan, please don't do that. The hall is packed because of you. And one of the reasons I have come here is to listen to you. So please don't do that. Go ahead, give your speech. And it was a very inspiring speech. In this age of information and internet and social media, there is an ocean of information, but very few ripples of inspiration are here. Information is uncountable, but inspiration is a little less. So in this era, people like them inspire others to do. And here we are gathered today, women academicians, and the Vice Chancellor, the Lady Vice Chancellor made a lovely remark that I have never seen so many women and so few men. I'm happy to be one of the few. I'm happy to be one of the few. I remember many years ago, I was a minister also. So one day we had a meeting in Delhi, and Venkaiah Naidu ji was addressing the audience, and he pointed out, it was on rural development, he pointed out, as the Vice Chancellor also made a brief reference, that in the cabinet of the gods, Saraswati is given education, Goddess Lakshmi is the finance minister, and home and defense has been given to Ma Durga. And when he finished this, and he said, if they have saw, a lot of women clapping, but few men were clapping. A lot of women were clapping, but only few men were clapping. But here it is. Today when we talk of women empowerment in India, as the Vice Chancellor, I'd like to share a very short speech, but very nice speech. I liked her speech. She said that the governor is a feminist. You don't require to be a feminist to support, the correct path. It is the Indian path. It is the Indian way of looking at things. When you look at things, the word feminist comes from a Western concept. And in India, we have always, idolized women who are non-conformists. Maybe Savitri, or Drupadi, Kunti, Mandodari, Tara. We have always idolized women who are non-conformists, who are rebels. Take, for example, Savitri. She fought with Yama. She fought with death, the god of death, to bring her husband back to life. That was the spirit of the women. As the Commissioner of Higher Education said, don't wait for change. If you wait, you'll keep on waiting all your life. And generations will keep waiting. She said very, very nice. And then change will come. And today India is changing. When you talk of new India, we are talking about Punarnirman. When we talk of yoga, what Raj, and he says, in his openings, we can mix Gyan with Vigyan. That will be the Raja Yoga. That will be the highest form of human existence. Education, reality, inspiring to see that so many ladies have come today. And to hear, all the ladies speak with such, dynamism and inspiration that there's very little for me to say. And to hear, all the ladies speak with such, dynamism and inspiration that there's very little for me to say. And she was talking about the Indian music ragas. She was talking about the Indian music ragas and the raginis and the, swaras. And the Indian music is the greatest form of Indian thought, actually. We say in Sanskrit, ekam sat vipra bhuda badanti. That is signified most beautifully in our Indian classical music. Ekam sat, the rag is one, the tal is one. But person singing that raga makes all the difference. On the Carnatic style, you'll see something different. In the Hindustani classical, you'll see something different. Raga Yaman is sung, in the Hindustani classical form, little different from the, though the notes are same. The tala may be teen tal, same rag, but different. It signifies that even in rigidity, in harsh discipline, there can be flexibility. It's a beautiful form of through music to put that message across. In rigidity, in harsh discipline, you cannot move one swar from here to there. The raga yaman is finished. Yet you can have flexibility. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. The truth is one, but interpreted in many ways by knowledgeable men. When I say men, it comes to women also, by the way. So it's a whole habit of saying it. So it is, that is the way Indian culture is, and feminism is growing all while, but in India there is no news of feminism. We just have to revert to our old ethos and principles instead of aping the West. We must take in jnana vijnana sahitam. We must add science to knowledge. Any knowledge that is not scientific, we say it is not knowledge. Any spirituality which is not scientific, we say that is not spiritual in India. We have always had this mix of jnana vijnana sahitam, because that is the highest form of human existence, we believe. So I would like to add that this program has brought to light many things, and you will be discussing among yourselves also. And women of great stature have spoken from the dais. And ladies of great stature are sitting in before me. So this sharing is very important. This sharing is very, very important. In India, we have grown because we share. And we know what is ours. I keep telling people in my addresses or speeches that India is such a country that we have been 700 years under foreign rule and 200 years again under British rule. But nothing has changed. They may have looted us, they may have plundered many places, but they were not victorious. Because this is a land of spirituality, of thought. This is the land not only of thought, it is also the land of science. This is the civilization that has blended science and spirituality together. This is a nation that has given the world that knowledge has to be scientific. This is the civilization that has taught that following something, a doctrine or a dogma, or following some path is not all. You have to be and become something. You have to become. He cannot talk about development leaving half the society behind. That is neither what to say scientific, neither ethical, neither mathematically correct. When we talk of sabka saath, sabka vikas, we cannot talk about leaving half the society behind. And as the commissioner said, I like her speech because I said you become that powerful. It's not about discussing that how powerful we are or how powerful we should become, what should be done. Do it. And then you will become that. That is what India teaches us. Do it and you will become that. And I am very grateful to the organizers for having invited me here. It's a lovely time I spent, heard so many speeches, and I've realized that how wonderful it can be to be in minority sometimes. It can be very wonderful experience to be in minority sometimes and to listen to the other side. And we'll see you again. Let me thank you all for giving me a patient hearing. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. I now request Dr. Kishan, sir, please propose vote of thanks.
Afternoon, all of you. Dignitary on the dais, Honorable Governor Jishnu Dev Varma garu, and NHRC Chairperson Vijayabhati Sayani garu, and Sudhamurthy Garu, MP Rajya Sabha, and Shantishri Pandit Madam, Vice Chancellor JNU, and Sri Gunta Lakshmanji, Joint Organizing Secretary, All India Akhil Bharatiya Rashtriya Shekshik Mahasangh, and Professor Sudhakar Reddy, ICSR, Southern Region Honorary Director, and Convener.
For your information, delegates, I request you to please be seated till the dignitaries are leaving, and please make the way for the Governor Garu to please. Please be seated. I request all the participants and delegates to please be seated. There is a Sushana over here. This session is over by now. Now we are breaking for lunch. Right? We can have the lunch in the shed which is provided nearby the auditorium. And you can meanwhile visit the exhibition which is based on the theme of the conference. Also there are few stalls. You can please visit them. And I request everyone to please come back to the auditorium by 2 o'clock inshallah.
PA, and Professor Udamani Nandagopal, Cultural Analyst, UNESCO. Next, Professor Vandana Mishra, Member UGC. Next, Dr. Pankaja Mittal, Secretary AIU. Next, the Professor Vanjana Mahadasu, Team Manu. Dr. Soumya Chaupal, Chairperson, ICCR, Tananzia. As women leadership might be a new or modern development system for the other countries, but Nari Netritva, women leadership, is not new to Bharat. In our country, before praying Lord Mahadev, we pray our Ma Parvati as Mahashakti. Years ago, on this land of Telangana, Rani Rudramadevi was one of who ruled a great kingdom, Kakatiya Samraj. In the same way, Rani Jhansi Lakshmi Bai fought with the Britishers during the freedom struggle. From the freedom struggle, the braveness of Jhansi Lakshmi Bai to modern India's women scientists who led the mission Chandrayaan-3. Indian women proved their ability, leadership in each and every generation. As now, we are moving from women development to women-led development. So from this point of view, we have a technical sessions on these. So today for this session, we have a many and efficient women academic leaders as a speakers. Now, I would like to hand over the dais to Sheila ma'am to please chair the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. Normally, post-lunch session is called as a graveyard session. After a sumptuous lunch, knowingly or unknowingly, we slide down the chair. But we had a Shiva Tandavam, which has made all of us active, and I think you all are energetic for the next technical session. Yes or no? Yes, that's right. As you know, we had to club two sessions due to paucity of time. The one is role of women academicians in building Vikasit Bharat and women leadership, challenges, opportunities, and future directions. We have all the speakers on the dais. Before I request our panelists to share their perspective, as opening remarks, I would like to state that men and women are not mere co-creators of the society, but are equal stakeholders in its success and challenges. For progress of mankind at large, their equal contribution is imperative. By no means can any society progress if either of them is not well equipped. Hence, role of women in making an endowed society cannot be contested. Every human being's life is a journey, has an experience, and has a story to share with all of us. But every woman's journey is unique, complex, challenging, and has a lesson to teach. Many times I am asked, who is my inspiration? I often say that every other woman is my inspiration. Because as women, by nature, we are resilient and draw strength from each other. Before we listen to the perspectives of our eminent speakers, I would like to say that it is a fact that true human progress hinges on the empowerment of women and a shift in the narrative from women-centric development to women are acting as catalysts of change. They are contributing to the change and not passive recipients or beneficiaries of development. Now, I would like to raise some questions. Transformative potential of women's education in transitioning from the paradigm from a woman-centric to women-led development, and what role women academicians have to assume in building Vikasit Bharat. How to build and strengthen organizations that value women. Do women continue to struggle to fit in and run into barriers in attaining their full potential? How strong are policy frameworks for leveraging women's education as a tool to pave the way for women-led development? As all of us know, that the key to Vikasit Bharat is Gyan. Gyan implies G-Y-A-N, that is Garib, Yuva, Annadata and Nari are the four pillars of Vikasit Bharat. The pivotal role of women-led development in the nation's overall progress is at the core of Vikasit Bharat and is woven into the country's growth story. This spirit also resonates with the theme of the International Women's Day 2024 as set by the United Nations, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. As India strives to emerge as a global leader in the 21st century, women academicians they play a crucial role because they are the important pillars in driving its progress. So the nation's trajectory towards inclusive growth is being increasingly shaped by the participation across sectors such as politics, corporate leadership, STEM, and entrepreneurship. So I would like to say that the shift from women's development to women-led development, which is perceptible, is not merely symbolic, but it reflects a profound change in how India perceives and engages with its women. Now, it is a proud moment for me as I stand before you or before an array of women academicians who have made a mark in their respective domains. Each one of you bring a different experience to the forum. Your experience and perspective adds value to the deliberations. So it's such a pleasure meeting all of you, and most importantly, the organizers of this particular conference, first of its kind in the country, which has brought so many women academicians together with so much enthusiasm, dynamism, and energy. So we had an invigorating inaugural session in the morning where we heard diverse perspectives. Now we have another distinguished panel of experts who are administrators and who are guiding us or guiding the higher education institutions from time to time, and many distinguished teachers who are here to share their perspectives. Without much delay, we would like to hear them. First, I would like to invite Professor Shashikala G. Vanjari, Vice Chancellor, NIPA, New Delhi, who is an astute administrator and a committed to her profession, and you would know from her words that how down to earth she is and outspoken whenever she shares any perspective. With this brief, I welcome her to share her views this afternoon. Over to you, madam.
Sorry for the interruption. I would like to call Mrs. Dr. Kavita, positive psychologist, onto the dais. I request you, ma'am.
Honorable Chairperson, Professor Sheila ji, my co-speakers, all the delegates, brothers and sisters, my pranam to Matru Shakti, which I could see in my brothers also. So my namaskar to Matru Shakti. I thank organizer ABRSM and ICSSR for being invited me to be a speaker in this session. Friends, all of you are teachers, so you will understand my pain, because the question paper was given for 45 minutes and I have to solve that question paper in 7 minutes. So definitely you will support me. See, this session is confined to role of women in making Bharat Vikasit, in making developed nation. I hope that you might have seen the board which is in the same campus. Yesterday while coming to the guest house, I could see that board. Of course, it was a thought of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. What was written on that? Cultivation of mind should be an ultimate aim of our existence. See and think it seriously. Cultivation of a mind should be an ultimate aim of our existence. हम लोगों ने सबने बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर जी को पढ़ा है, कहीं ना कहीं हमने उनके विचारों पे भी चिंतन किया है. बहुत सालों के बाद और आज हम विकसित भारत की बात कर रहे हैं. हम फिर से थोड़ा पीछे जाते हैं तो यू विल सी दैट इन माय स्लाइड. यू प्लीज गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. सी द स्लोगन फॉर दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस, वेरी थॉटफुल, थॉट प्रोवोकिंग. सी, राष्ट्र के हित में शिक्षा, शिक्षा के हित में शिक्षक और शिक्षक के हित में समाज. मैंने एक चेन बनाई है. समाज है, समाज से शिक्षक निकला है, शिक्षक शिक्षा को डिलीबरेट करता है, शिक्षा को वो समर्पित भाव से शिक्षा के जगत में वो काम करता है और उसके द्वारा, उसके छात्रों के द्वारा राष्ट्र की निर्मिति होने वाली है. फर्स्ट वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड हु हेल्प्ड अस टू बिकम ए टीचर. मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है आपको कि देखिए, हम लोग शिक्षक बने हैं तो इट इज़ ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ माई समाज. मेरी सोसाइटी ने मुझे शिक्षक बनाया है. ऐसा कहते हैं हम लोग कि मंदिर में जाते हैं तो घंटा बजाना है और भगवान को याद दिलाना है कि भक्त आए हैं. तो हम लोग भी शिक्षक बने हैं तो हमारे छात्र के कारण, हमारे समाज के कारण. और शिक्षक को समाज ने बनाया है तो शिक्षक का दायित्व है कि समाज के तरफ वो फिर से देखे. देखिए, ये जो स्लोगन है ये बहुत ही चिंतनीय स्लोगन है. मैं ABRSM को बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ कि उन्होंने इस विषय को पूरा नटशेल भी यदि देखेंगे हम लोग. सिंस मॉर्निंग वी हर्ड सो मेनी स्पीचेस. व्हाट वाज द थॉट, व्हाट वाज द एंकर पॉइंट इन ऑल द स्पीचेस. एंकर पॉइंट या कुछ हम लोग पॉइंटर्स निकालते हैं, उसमें बात हमें पता चलती है कि वी हैव टू गिव समथिंग बैक टू द सोसाइटी. और शायद if we are ready to assimilate this thought in our personality, then I think definitely we could see, we are very ambitious to see the dream of developed nation by the end of 2047. I think definitely you will appreciate this particular thought. There is no gap, there should not be any gap between samaj, shikshak, shiksha or rashtra. Our aim should be to develop विकसित भारत. आगे चलते हैं हम लोग. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. सी, what are the points for taking this nation to a developed nation? As our chairperson madam has highlighted that point, women academician to women leaders. This transformation we have to bring. What is the rate of enrollment? What is the participation rate of women in education? Definitely you will find out what is the difference and what is not. But how many of the women, they are coming forward to lead the institution, to lead the industry, to lead the NGOs, to lead the different institutions? Very few. Why? Why this mismatch? If we are very enlightened to see or to think or to talk about 50% participation of the women in higher education, then what is left? 50% महिलाएं हमारी शिक्षा जगत में काम कर रही है, but how many of them, they are at the position at the top? So this glooming picture, we have to remove this picture and we have to bring new images. We have to see the dream. Then the point which I would like to raise, there is one quote: knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is an enlightenment. मैं सभी हमारे अध्यापक वृंद से एक अनुरोध करूंगी. मुझे ज़्यादा बोलने के लिए समय नहीं है, मैं कुछ बातें आपके सामने रखूंगी 2-3 बिंदु में. First, you have to understand what you are and for what cause you are here. For what cause you are playing the role of teacher or as an academician. And the slogan says that we want to focus on the Rashtra Nirman.
We have to give back to the society, we have to give back to the nation, and then it is possible to accomplish the goal of becoming Vikasit Bharat. Unless and until we have that thought in mind, there would be nothing. So please try to understand that how this empowerment will take place. Because we are very empowered women, because we are earning, we are in the process of education, we are imparting education, then what is wrong with us? What is wrong with system? See, we'll go back to the after independence, that particular era, and you will find that one thought given by Aurobindo. Let me read. See, because it is very thought-provoking, we need an education proper to the Indian soul, temperaments and culture that we are in quest of, not in something faithful merely to the past, but to the developing soul of India. So see, what thought he has given, we have to liberate the soul. ABRSM का जो घोष वाक्य लिखा है, उनके जो चिन्ह एक दिया है, लोगो आप बोल सकते हैं, उस पे लिखा है सा विद्या या विमुक्त है. This alignment we can notice. It is on the same thought. ABRSM जो काम कर रहा है, वो same thought पे कर रहा है जो अरविंदो ने कहा था, सा विद्या या विमुक्त है. Education means what? Which liberates the soul. श्री अरविंदो ने क्या कहा था कि we need education which will liberate the soul of Bharat, which will be aligned with the soul temperament of Bharat. Bharat ka soul temperament kya hai? And if we are committed to have that, then definitely I hope we will achieve the goal of Vikasit Bharat. There are many things to talk, but I should not talk because I have to leave this dais. I have to catch the flight. Extremely sorry. मैं क्षमा चाहती हूँ आप सबको, सबसे, कि मुझे थोड़ा सेशन में जो थोड़ा सा एक चेंज हो गया, इसलिए मुझे छोड़ना पड़ रहा है. बहुत सारी बातें मैंने की थी, पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन में बहुत सारी चीज़ें डाली थी, पर मुझे लगता है वो पावर पॉइंट मैं ऑर्गेनाइज़र के पास दे देती हूँ, आप देखिए उसको. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you, madam, for very succinctly sharing your views on the role of women academicians in building Vikasit Bharat. Very rightly, madam has pointed that it is important to perceive ourselves. How we understand self is very crucial to our development. Often we think that we have many limiting capabilities which inhibit the development of our personality. So if we realize our inner strength, nothing is impossible and no one can stop our development. Now I request Professor Chudamani Nandagopal. As Professor Sashikala Vanjari has to leave, I request the organizers to felicitate her. Thank you, madam. Wishing you a safe flight. Thank you. May I now request Professor Chudamani Nandagopal, art historian, culture analyst, UNESCO fellow, Tagore National Fellow at National Museum, to please share her views on the topic.
Om Gurubhyo Namaha.
The first leader, woman leader in academia, foremost, is Devi Saraswati, Ma Saraswati. So if we are all academicians here, we are all the followers of her, Ma Saraswati. I would like to share the message that I have given here and then start my brief presentation. The much needed congregation of All India women academicians to the envisioning new Bharat is happening at the right time, and I am happy to be part of the national mission. Bharat is the right identity, culturally ordained, recorded in all the ethos of our country. It is time to uphold timeless values in our nation building. Women academicians play a significant role in envisioning the new Bharat, that is what we are trying to visualize and be part of it. Akhila Bharata Rashtriya Shikshak Mahasangha, in collaboration with Indian Council of Social Science Research, has taken concrete steps towards empowering the youths through such mega congregation in the nature of a Mahayagna. And I feel empowered to be part of this women-driven vision of New Bharat. Let's unite as academicians and occupy our positions in building the Viksit Bharat. Vande Mataram. Since morning, we are hearing so much talking about technology, economy, woman power, and all that. It was Madam Sudha Murthy spoke about culture. How cultural roots, if that is strong, you will be stronger and stronger forever. So how do we make the cultural roots strong? Dance and music today has come to university as university education. People think that that is the culture. That is not the culture. It's only a component of Indian culture. And you are all talking about the knowledge system, Indian knowledge system. What is it? That is what is culture. I always say that computer is very important, digital technology is very important. India is not seeing only today the science. Varaha Mihira in 7th century has given the entire astronomical congregation what happens in the cosmic world. He has given that calculation. NASA is still not able to achieve that. So where is India? Those who are in 30s and 40s are in the ripe age. And think about your contribution to your country. So what you are going to do by 2047? What is your role? So respect your culture, your roots, your history, your tradition, your mother first. She is there for you for everything. Then march ahead. Definitely India needs people like you. Bharat needs you all. Thank you. I thank Lakshman Garu for giving me this opportunity to come and speak before you. I have so much to talk, but I feel that these things can be shared anytime later. I just want to give the pride of Telangana, the Ramappa temple, the pride of Telangana. And South India had only 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. UNESCO World Heritage Sites are status to the country. We are the 5th in the world to have number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So we have 42 today. China is ahead, France, Italy. When should we go to second? At least, if not Italy, next to Italy, India should be there. So what we should do for that? We all have to work for that. UNESCO status does not just come to you because you are a great nation. There are so many other parameters, criterias. We are, as specialists, we work in that field. And every state needs to have number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And in South, we had only 4. That is Mahabalipuram, Brihadeshwara in Tamil Nadu, Pattadakal and Hampi, that's it. And in the north, you have all this, and so many Islamic sites. There is no Jain site in India to be declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. It pains us. Then we have this particular site has been declared in 2021. And that day, Modi ji and our own minister from Telangana, they gave this message to us. And I was the part of preparing the dossier. I used to be in Hyderabad every week and go to Telangana, and go to the Warangal, and then Ramappa temple, be there for 10 days and work feet by feet. Ramappa temple documented scientifically. Scientifically, I am telling you. This is the first and foremost documentation in the country. It's not just seeing around and coming, oh, very nice, and no. You have to change your, mindset to understand what is the World Heritage Site. So, Ramappa temple, just go on and on, please. Don't stop. You just see the Ramappa, the grandeur of Ramappa. And if I close my eyes, Ramappa comes to my mind, to my eyes, even today. That much of, power it has. Next, please. Please go on. This is where, we were, UNESCO, delegates were there and we all presented. Next. Yes, this is the team that has worked, Professor Panduranga Rao Garu, Papa Rao Garu. They are all there as part of this team. And Dr. Soumya Manjunath is also here. And who was the team, part of the team we all work. Next, please. Go on. Yes. Look at Ramappa. If you had not seen Ramappa, you had not seen the country. Next, please. So, this is the history. I don't want to go because there is no time. Sometime I'll come back to you and give a nice presentation on Ramappa. I'm sure, every one of you want to know about it. I'll do that to every college or wherever you want me. I'll come and give you the presentation. You just see this beautiful journey. This is the Chalukyan, and Chalukyan has influenced the Telangana art and architecture. Next, please. Go on, please. It's so beautiful. Look at the way, I'm just closing. Yeah, next please. This is the Dumble temple. Next please. The Saraswati. Next please. This is another temple in Khidrapur. Next. So just showing you that how Ramappa is part of this development, this cultural heritage. Next please. This is Belur. Next please. This is Warangal, Veyistambalu temple. The great Veyistambalu temple is the great temple in the country. Okay, look at this. This is the Torana, the greatest Torana, Warangal Torana, Kakatiya Torana. Kakatiyas are the great, next place. Look at the beautiful dancing where your Andhra dance comes from. The roots. Here are the roots. Next please, go on. Yes, go on. Warangal fort. Next, please go on. Yeah, this is Ramappa temple. One thing I just say and then see the pictures. I don't want to explain everything. Only in Ramappa temple in India, you have so many world heritage sites. But only in Ramappa, we have 5 materials used. 5 materials. In all other places, only 1 material will be used. It's so surprising. Technologically, it's so strong, Ramappa. So which are those 5 elements or 5 material? One is sand. The second is dolerite, very strong stone. The third is granite. The fourth is sandstone. And fifth is bricks, floating bricks. You will be surprised how floating bricks will be there. In 12th century it has been built. And they thought about floating bricks at that time. This is how UNESCO, the delegates and the whole people, who have come to inspect, they were taken aback. 12th century, you have floating bricks. So that is the technology. Next, please. Go ahead. That's the plan. And this is the entire Ramappa temple campus. Next, go ahead. I don't want to explain because this is an inscription. Whenever you go there, please see this inscription. It is one of the very magnificent inscription I can say. It says, as long as Surya Chandra is there, Ramappa temple remains. That is the gist of this inscription. Next, please. Go next. This is the Ramappa. Look at that. Yes, this is part of Ramappa. Next. Yes, go on. Look at those. These are wonderful things. You don't find anywhere in India or outside India. Next, please. These are the Gajakesari, bracket figures. Next, please. Interiors of Ramappa. Next. Yeah, this is the hall. I think, I have not seen that, the biggest dance platform. Next, please. That is the Rudreshwara of Ramappa temple. Next. Yeah, Rudreshwara. Next. Go on next. That is the next place. Go on. This is the dancing movement. You find in all those, yalis and, sculptures. You find that. Next. The intangible heritage, Mahashivratri day, and UNESCO, they appreciated this particularly. We have recorded intangible heritage of Ramappa temple. That is the soft power. If the temple is hardware, software is rituals. So these are the rituals. Next, please. Yes? I think only few, 2 or 3. This is the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. Next. Yes. Next. Go on. Yes, next please. Yeah, this is the platform I told you. The biggest one in India. Next. The pillars. Next. The Nandi Mantapa outside. Next. This is the movement. We have seen, how the movement can be reconstructed and Nritta Ratnavali of Jaya Senapati is the evidence here. Next, please. Next. These are the bracket figures. 12 bracket figures are there. they are the most beautiful. Yes, next, I think last. Yeah, this is another. Next, please. Yeah, even the Abharana Kala, you can see the Alankarana there. Next. Yeah, this is the acknowledgement. So friends, this was little different from what you have seen or what you have heard, but you should be proud of your heritage first, both the tangible and intangible. That will build your country. If you don't take that seriously, all your technology will go to flop. Make your country strong by roots and stand with your scientific technology as pinnacle. So you want the root and you want the pinnacle. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Madam. Professor Chudamani Nandagopal has given a wake-up call, reminding our responsibility to protect our culture and heritage. And this resonates with one of the key aspects of our Panch Pran, as highlighted by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, that is, take pride in your roots. We should always be proud of our culture and heritage. And I think those who have not seen Ramappa Temple will definitely go and see Ramappa Temple after this presentation. And another important message conveyed by Madam is, a good teacher should inspire. The teacher should inspire students to make a difference. Now I request Dr. Pankaj Mittal, General Secretary, Association of Indian Universities, to present her view. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you very much. First of all, I should thank Lakshmanji for pulling me here to this particular program. There was a lot of fight for bringing me here, and he won that fight. So thank you, Lakshmanji, for bringing me here. I'm so overwhelmed to see so many women, 1,000 women academicians here. It's really overwhelming because generally we are not used to this. Especially on the stage, we are not used to. Mostly it is all men. 1 or 2 women somewhere are there on the stage. So a stage with all women is something which is a treat to the eyes. And the auditorium full of women, I have been the Vice Chancellor of a women university. And in that university only I could see so many women sitting at one place and talking and listening and discussing on many issues, including women issues. So I'm very happy to be here. So thanks, Lakshmanji, for giving me this opportunity. I'm really grateful to you. Now from history, you just saw history and history of temples. So from history, I'm a statistician. So history to data. So before I start, like what I want to say, I'll share some data with you, especially with regard to women. And listen to this data carefully and you will be surprised that this is happening. See how many universities we have in our country? Around 1,200. Out of 1,200, how many women universities are there? Only 16. So in our country, we have 16 women universities. We have total around 47,000 colleges in our country. Out of that, how many women colleges are there? Only around 5,000, means around 11% are women colleges. In spite of this, the gross enrollment ratio, which is the ratio of the students in higher education divided by the number of population in the age group of 18 to 23. I'm sure you are all academicians, you would be knowing what is GER. In spite of all this, the GER of women is 0.2% higher than that of men. Again, that is something which is a surprise. People feel more women should come to education, GER of women is less. GER of women is 27.3 and GER of men is 27.1. Rather, overall is 27.1, so it's 2% higher than that. Now, we'll talk of share of women students in different disciplines. So here, when we see the women students in various universities, we find, although the total number of women students is very high, but if you see the women students in institutions of national importance, state private universities and deemed universities, means the places which have very good education, but the cost is very high. the number of women is less than men. What does this show? That if the cost of education is high, maybe the parents will prefer that we should send boys to these institutions rather than women. So the percentage there reduces. Of course, when we compare it with other countries, like right now I'm yes, I should say that also, this will be very important for you. When we talk of women in STEM, the whole world is talking about having more and more women in STEM. But in India, the condition is that the women in STEM in India is much higher than the women in other parts of the country. And the announcement which I want to make right now is, because 1,000 of you are there, that just now a scheme has been launched by Australian government. I am the chair of that scheme, therefore I am fully aware. So that scheme is that the women who have just completed their PhD, means in last 5 years, no age limit, but if you have completed your PhD in last 5 years in STEM areas, and you are in a tier 2 or tier 3 cities, we are deliberately eliminating tier 1 cities. If you are in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and you have done PhD in a STEM area for last 5 years, there is a scheme called Australia Women Research Exchange Program. So if you want to apply, AIWE is the scheme. Do apply if you fall in this eligibility criteria, and you will have an opportunity to visit Australia free of cost, and you will be attached to a university in Australia. So that is very important. It just came to my mind. I thought I should tell you because many of you may be falling in that category. So when you talk of women in engineering and technology, in India it is 32%, in USA it is 20%. So we are much better off. If you talk of women in IT, in India it is 52%, in US it is 19%. We are much better off here. Where does the problem come? The problem comes when we talk of women faculty. So when we talk of women faculty at a chancellor level, and that we are holding the women vice chancellors, and we have 80 of them, the reaction, oh, 80 of them are there, as if it's a very big number. So just 80. So that we should understand that only 7% of the women vice chancellors are there. And this is despite the fact that all are women. Very rarely we see a boy. You must have experienced this in all your universities. All prize winners are women. So where do all these gold medals, where are they all going? So similarly, I collected some data from, say, politics election, out of which 700 were women. And the winning rate for women was out of 770. So the winning rate of women is almost double the number of seats which are given. India has so many data is there. Now the question is, and where the real thought process should come is, why this type of thing is happening? Now, let me read your minds. Just close your eyes and think of an engineer. What face comes in front of you, male or female? Male or female? Think of a scientist. What face comes in front of you? Or think of a doctor, or think of a pilot. What face comes in front of you? Male face. Think of a nurse. What female? Think of a receptionist. Think of a telephone operator. A female comes in front of. What is this? You know, India has the maximum number of women pilots in the world. 15% of our pilots are women, maximum number of women pilots in the world. But still, when we close our eyes and think of a pilot, a male comes in front of our eyes. Why is so? This is called stereotyping. Stereotyping in our minds. This is what we need to remove, the stereotyping. That men are meant for big jobs, women are meant for small jobs. There are very few women who can go up to the ladder, but men are meant for big jobs, women are meant for small jobs. So this stereotyping has to go. Can you imagine that there was a girl called Kamla Sohoni in 1967. She had to fight a battle in the court, and then she won, and then she got admission, and she was the first to graduate from Indian Institute of Science. There was a girl called Catherine Schweitzer. Kamla Sohoni happened in 1933. And Catherine Schweitzer was a girl, this was as late as 1967, she wanted to run Boston Marathon race. She could not. Why? Because this race was meant only for men. Women could not run. And what she did was she wore men's clothes and she ran along with men and she won the race, but she was disqualified because she was a woman. So this happened in 1967. So the stereotyping which is within our minds, that has to change. How will it change? By changing the attitude. Attitude not only of the society towards us, but of our own attitude towards ourselves. I do remember that when I was the Vice Chancellor of this Women University, a delegation of women Vice Chancellors from USA, a developed country like USA, it came to my university, and during the talks it came to our knowledge that in a country like USA, the salary of women Vice Chancellor is less than the salary of man Vice Chancellor. I was almost shocked. I said, how is it possible even in a country which is supposed to be a developing country, the salaries are same, whether it is a man or a woman. A professor gets the same salary, man or a woman. How is it that in a country like USA, the salary of a woman Vice Chancellor is less than the salary of a man Vice Chancellor? And then they said that in USA, the salaries are not fixed. They are negotiated over the table, and women tend to negotiate lower. They feel we are not worth that much. We cannot be getting that much of salary. This much of salary only men can get. So the attitude which we have towards ourselves, that is something which is inhibiting our growth, which is giving rise to all these data that we feel that we cannot do as much as men do. We can. We know that we can. But the moment we realize we can, we will be able to do. Like, again, there's an incident. It's a story sort of a thing. So it says that in USA, there was a queue for making license. So first woman came. So the person on the other side, she was also a woman. She says, what is your profession? She says, I am a housewife. She didn't show much interest. She just took her application and kept it. Second woman came. She was also a housewife. She says, what is your profession? She says, I am a researcher. So she had some interest. She says, what are you researching on? She says, family management and child development. She says, that is very good. And do you work alone or you have some sort of a assistant with you? She says, I have one research assistant with me, her husband. So then research projects. And then she says, ma'am, just last question. Is your research part-time or full-time? She says, it is overtime. So that lady, she paid so much of respect to her and went till the door to see her off. So just the way we think of ourselves, the way we think we are just a housewife or we are a researcher, we are contributing so much. When we speak, I mean, again in this university, when I used to call to even, will you take care of your children? Yes. Don't you take care of, say, water management? Yes. Don't you take care of full household? Yes. They are doing everything, full family management, home management. Still they feel they are doing nothing because the work which is done going to the office and earning money, that is something. So that attitude has to change. So that's what I am saying, that we have to change the attitude towards ourselves. Society will change later, but we should change the attitude towards ourselves. Then only we will be able to sort of rise that glass ceiling which is there. Sometimes we will say it is also double glazed life ceiling. I mean, double glazed means there is a glass ceiling because women are not able to break that glass ceiling. They feel we are better off at the lower position. Double glazed is if a woman is, say, from, say, SC category, ST category, or from such categories which are considered disadvantaged, then we call it double glazed glass ceiling. But the moment you break this ceiling, you will see that the world is there and you can be either India Nui or Kalpana Chawla or Sunita Williams or so many great views. In the morning you saw Sudha Murthy. She's so great. You have seen Kiran Bedi. So there are so many, I mean, examples are too many. But the only thing is that we should have not only the courage, the attitude and the willingness to go up to the top, and we can. And that is the women empowerment. And we always say that in the last, say, 100 years, we have been taught, I mean, women empowerment has been done, but we also have to tell men how to adjust with the empowered women. That is also very important. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Dr. Pankaj Mittal has raised some genuine concerns, and forums like this give us an opportunity to self-introspect on many issues. We need to bust certain myths and avoid gender stereotyping and ensure that women assume senior positions at all levels so that better policy outcomes are ensured. With this, may I now request Professor Vandana Mishra, a member, University Grants Commission, and also a faculty, Center for Political Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, to share her view.
Namaskar. Thank you, ICSSR, and thank you very much, ABRSM, for giving me this opportunity to see such beautiful ladies. A beautiful hall full of such vibrant colors and such energetic faces since morning. Like it's been 5 to 6 hours we are sitting here, and it takes a leader like Lakshmanji to restrict university and college teachers to speak only for 10 minutes. That's you're to say that speak for 10 minutes, only 10 minutes. So we acknowledge this, and thank you, Lakshmanji, for calling me here, giving me this opportunity to learn from you, to learn from this group, to have inspiration from you all. And since morning we have been hearing that what kind of energy we require, how to get ourselves empowered, how good we are and how good the society wants us to be for this larger issue of Viksit Bharat. But I would like to take this opportunity to take you a little back, just to tell you that this word empowerment is not about giving you something. This word empowerment is just realizing you, just making you realize that you already have it in you. You already have that power within you. You just don't realize it. Not you. We just don't realize it. We don't know that that entire strength of power has always been with us. As mothers, you all know, I'm sure if you have a daughter and a son, you would know कि लड़कियां थोड़ा जल्दी चलना सीखती हैं. They start walking sooner. लड़कियां थोड़ा जल्दी बोलना सीखती हैं. Better than the boys. Why? They are not empowered. So this means that the God, Ishwar herself, has destined something for us. It's we who have been a little bit late to realize in this 20th and 21st century. Let's go back to Vedic Kal. I know number of times people say कि बार-बार Vedic Kal को हम याद करते हैं, क्यों हम बार-बार पीछे की बात याद करते हैं? बहुत ज़रूरी है. It's very essential to remember who we are. It's very essential to remember how rooted, how culturally rooted we are. Because the deeper our roots are, the higher we are about to fly. हमारी जड़ें जितनी गहरी होंगी, हमारी उड़ान उतनी ऊंची होगी. और हमारे पंख, आप पंख जितना खोलेंगे, बताने की कोशिश करूंगी. In number of talks at number of places, you must have heard of Gargi and Maitreyi and Savitri. I try to see different kinds of, narratives within this. Savitri के बारे में अभी आज सुबह been back from Yam. But what I find it interesting that she was able to engage Yam. He is overly busy. Yamraj जो हैं वो सबसे busy व्यक्ति हैं सृष्टि के. She was able to engage Yamraj to a conversation in which engagement, if you get time to read that engagement, you will find how intellectually powerful Savitri was. It was not only that she was committed to her husband and she wanted to bring him back, that's a fact. But the process in which she engaged Yam and the way she engaged Yam, that is what is important for us to know, learn, and realize that strength of intellect, that strength of outspokenness within us. So you must have heard of Gargi, Savitri, Maitreyi, but have you heard of Vishwatara, Apala, Surya, Vak, Homsha, Shashwati, Kadu, Paulami, Jarita, Shraddha, Sarvagyapi, Juru, Aditi, Atreyi, Urvashi, Yami, Indrani, Savitri, Devjami, Nodha, Gopayani, all are scholars of the Vedic period. All are scholars of the Vedic period, and there are instances when women scholars have studied in Gurukul along with more than 500 women scholars. There are instances in Vedic Richa where these kinds of incidents are mentioned. You are sitting in a historic city. You know that if we come to this part of Bharat and the southern states, in many of the temples and many of the archaeological places, you find paintings and sculptures of women with a pen and a paper, writing. Beautiful pictures of women with a pen, kalam in her hand and a paper in her palm. So that also an archaeological evidence that how intelligent and how educated the women was in Vedic Kal. There is a very interesting, I'll just cite two interesting things. महिष्मती नगरी का एक जिक्र आता है वैदिक समय में जब आचार्य शंकर महिष्मती नगरी में, I hope you can understand Hindi also. Okay. So Acharya Shankar was going to Mahishmati Nagari to Mandan Mishra house. Mandan Mishra के घर जा रहे थे, and he sees few women with water on their head traveling, just passing by. जो पानी भर के महिलाएं आती हैं घर लेके जा रही थी. He happens to see them and he asks those ladies that Mandan Mishra का घर कहाँ है. So these ladies, they answer him back in a Sanskrit shlok. They answer him back in a Sanskrit shlok, and the answer was कि जिस घर के बाहर पिंजरे में मैना, the bird, जिस घर के बाहर पिंजरे में मैना ये बातें कर रही हो कि जो सृष्टि है वो अजर अमर क्यों है, या जो वेद हैं उनकी सत्यता क्या है. मैना जिस घर के बाहर पिंजरे में ये बात कर रही है वो घर मंडन मिश्र का है. ये जवाब वो महिलाएं उनको आचार्य शंकर को देती हैं. इसी घटना में आगे आचार्य शंकर जब थोड़ा और आगे बढ़ते हैं तो उन्हें एक बालिका मिलती है 16 साल की. मैं आपको सिर्फ ये बात इसलिए बता रही हूँ कि एम्पावरमेंट की जो बात की जा रही है वो सिर्फ आपको याद दिलाने की जा रही है कि हम क्या थे, हमारे अंदर क्या शक्तियाँ हैं. तो आचार्य शंकर उनसे पूछते हैं, उस बालिका से पूछते हैं कि आप किस कुल और गोत्र की हो. तो वो बालिका जो उनके 16 वर्ष की लड़की है वो उनको जो जवाब देती है वो भी वो संस्कृत में देती है, और वो कहती है नित्यम जुहोति द्रव्याणि चौर कार्यम दिने दिने शत्रुम मित्रम न जानाति तस्याहम कुल बालिका. जिस घर में हर रोज सोने जैसे अनेक द्रव्यों का हवन किया जाता है और जिस घर में बिना शत्रु और मित्र के भेद के बिना हर व्यक्ति को हर रोज ठगा जाता है, मैं उस घर की बालिका हूँ. आपको पता है वो लड़की किनकी पुत्री थी? ज्वेलर की बेटी थी, जो सोना बनाते हैं उनकी पुत्री थी. और उसने इतने हास्यपूर्ण तरीके से, इतने पहेलीनुमा तरीके से उनको बताया कि मैं किस कुल की लड़की हूँ. ये भारत है, ये भारत की मातृशक्ति है, ये भारत की नारी थी. और जिस नारी को क्यों भुला दिया गया, इसके लिए 10 मिनट तो शायद कुछ भी नहीं है, 10 दिन भी कम लगेंगे, क्योंकि 700 वर्ष से अधिक का इन्वेजन, कॉलोनाइजेशन, ब्रिटिशर्स का शासन, और उसके बाद अपने ही देश के विभिन्न प्रकार के शिक्षाविदों के आपस में मतभेद के कारण एक जो लंबा काल निकला, उस काल में ये भुला दिया गया कि हम क्या हैं और हमारी क्षमता क्या है. Now just coming into line with what the speakers before me have said, that now is the time that you don't only have to lead the change, you are the change. In a group of 10 people, if there is one woman, I to the whole story. The only thing is that we don't come and we don't take part in such groups. We don't come forward to become a chairperson. We don't come forward to become head of the departments. We don't come forward to become a dean. We don't come forward to apply for a vice chancellor. We don't come forward to become to come to any of these administrative posts for n number of reasons. Half of the time we don't know, as was just told to us by the earlier speaker. We don't know how many schemes are there by the DST. We don't know how many schemes are there from ICSSR. We don't know how many schemes are there from UGC. We don't know how many things have been planned and generated for you by the government of India, by our Honorable Pradhan Mantri Shri Narendra Modi ji. And when the speaker just, Pankaja ji, said that there are only 16 universities for women, I was like, wow, we have 16 universities for us only. Like we have to be proud of this, that out of 1,200, in all those 1,200 we are there. Right, we are there. We might be there 20%, but 16 are exclusively for us. So this is something you should be proud of. Yes, we will move forward. From 16 we'll go up. But yes, we have 16 universities for us. Men will never have a university solely for them. Mark my words. At least in this country, you will never have a university solely for men or a college solely for boys. No. So it is, we have 16 universities, remember this? And next time when we come for such a conference, this 16 number should go ahead. The responsibility lies entirely with us. No society, no, that it ends in a very positive way. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ABRSM. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Vandana Mishra. So very rightly pointed out that women are innately strong. So you have really motivated all of us with your words. Thank you so much. Now may I request Dr. Soumya Manjunath Chavan, who is Dean Yoga and Humanities, Suvasa deemed to be University, Jigani, Bangalore, and on deputation as Director, Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, High Commission of India, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. A very warm namaste to all of you, all the women in front of me, and to all the celebrated women on the dais. I think whatever I wanted to speak is already expressed here. I have only one point to make. As we all know, I think there are around 22 languages in India which are official, and Telugu also is one of that. How many of you all are here completely, totally Teluguites, who can read, write? How many letters are there? 50? Huh? 56, okay. Generally it is 50, 51, 52, between 50 and 56, yeah? And most of our languages, I'm a Kannadiga. I also have around 50, 52 letters. Even in Marathi, 50 to 52. So, have you all known what these letters are? They are called the Matrika Shaktis. Each of the letter has one goddess representing that. I mean, she's the custodian of that particular sound. For A, it is Amrita, Akarshini, Indrani, Ishani, Uma, Urdhva, Krishni, Rudira, Rushal, Ruka, Ekapadara, Aishwaryabrata, Ambika, Akshara, Kalarati, Khatitata, Gayatri, Ghantadhari, till Kshama. So, all the swaras, that is A to Aha, come from the throat. Kaka, Gaganga, Chacha, Jajana. It is so well placed, right? The mother of all our languages is Sanskrit. So, each of our letters has a goddess, and that is a female goddess. So, we all should be proud of language itself. Just like how Saraswati is a mother goddess, so also each and every syllable bearers a combination, because Kalidasa writes, Vagartha viva samprutthau, Vagartha pratipattaye, Jagatah pitaram vande Parvati parameshwarau. Just like, just a word, just a sound doesn't have a meaning. But every word that has a meaning has the relationship of the Shiva and the Shakti. It is not two. They are the two things that come together in a word. And a word without a meaning has no sense. So whenever there's a word and a meaning, just think that it is both the Shiva and the Shakti are coming together. So with this, I would like to complete my very short address. If today I'm in this position, I'm a dean in a very prestigious university. It is called the Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthan. I am the dean of the Yoga and Humanities division, and I'm at present deputed as the second secretary of culture at the High Commission of India, Dar es Salaam, that's in Tanzania. Also, I'm the director of Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center at Dar es Salaam. To reach this position was not easy. Each day was a struggle, and I was a student. When I went to Chitrakala Parishad the first day, I saw a teacher in front of me. There is a huge banyan tree in the Chitrakala Parishad. It is an institute in Bangalore University, in Bangalore. It's a fine art institute. And I knew that day when I saw this teacher, she wasn't even my teacher then, I thought she would be a teacher for my lifetime. And I followed her all the way, and I have reached where I have reached. And the teacher is none other than Professor Chudamani Nandagopal sitting here. I wanted to go out every time. I wanted to pursue, maybe even the bachelor's, I had difficulty. Even to pursue master's. My mother always said, how will I find you a groom if you have a master's? I borrowed money from my friend. I just paid the fees. For PhD, I did not take permission from anyone. I just followed ma'am. I said, I have to do my PhD. And I was only 25. She asked me how serious I was. I said I would die if I wouldn't do that. And my topic was, I would like to share, because the speaker before me spoke so much about Shankaracharya. My topic is Shankaracharya and his Saundarya Lahari. So it has been a wonderful journey, but there had been so many hurdles. But believe me, each hurdle crossing them also, now looking back, I feel was like climbing a huge mountain. You do get adventures and challenges. So my dear women here, ladies, young girls, don't be afraid of any challenges that come. Do cross, be inspired by your teachers, and all teachers inspire your students. Thank you.
Here, sorry for the interruption. There is a small announcement regarding Hyderabad Declaration by us, Professor Triveni Garu.
సభా సరస్వతికి నమస్కారం. ఉదయం నుండి మనం అత్యంత విజయవంతంగా జరుపుకుంటున్నటువంటి ఈ ఆల్ ఇండియా ఉమెన్ అకాడమిషియన్స్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో మరికొద్దిసేపట్లో మనం అత్యంతంలో ముందుకెళ్తాం. ఈ టెక్నికల్ సెషన్ తర్వాత మనం ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో విజయవంతంగా మనము అనుకున్నటువంటి విషయాలను ఆర్ట్స్ కాలేజ్ దగ్గర వరకు మనం మార్చిగా వెళ్ళి అక్కడ ఒక పెద్ద స్టేజ్ పైన 1000 మంది 12 మంది మనమందరం పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ మధ్యలో సమస్త భారతావనికి సమస్త సమాజానికి నారీ శక్తి యొక్క గొప్పతనాన్ని వివరించే విధంగా, అదేవిధంగా మన కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో మనం అనుకున్నటువంటి అంశాలన్నింటినీ కూడా హైదరాబాద్ డిక్లరేషన్ అన్న విషయం మీద ఒక్కో అంశాన్ని ఒక్కో రాష్ట్రం నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి ప్రతినిధులతో మనం అక్కడ డిక్లరేషన్ చేస్తాం. కాబట్టి అటువంటి సువర్ణమైన ఘట్టాన్ని, అద్భుతమైన ఘట్టంలో మనమందరం కూడా పాల్గొని చారిత్రాత్మకమైన సందర్భాన్ని వెలిబుచ్చాలని కోరుకుంటూ అందరం కూడా మనం ఆ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొందాం, అందరము ఉందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ, ధన్యవాదాలు.
So request all of you to please take note of the announcement which has been made just now. And coming to Dr. Soumya Manjunathan Chavan's brief remarks, we should realize that tenacity and perseverance are key to success. And we need to have role models and mentors to cross through the barriers and overcome our hurdles in life. And her life or her academic life is a testament to this statement that we need to have role models and mentors. With this, now I call Ms. Dr. Kavita, a positive psychologist, to share her perspective.
Thank you, ma'am. A very wonderful afternoon, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, to all the wonderful ladies here and the gentlemen who are here. I've been given 5 minutes to talk. Let me see if I can make a crisp talk within 3 minutes. I have been, in fact, what I wanted to talk, everything has already been said. everything has already been said. So I thought that probably I need to I make a realization by making you all understand the practical applications of how the gender stereotyping can limit a feminine force. Before that, just let me talk from Akhanda Sutra. There is a system of literature called Akhanda Sutra, which is a combination of Upanishads, Vedas, which says that the nature, the Srishti, the core of the universe is made up of a Shakta, the inert force, which is around 38.196%, and Shakti, which is the dynamic force. The percentage that constitutes the dynamic force is 61.8034. When nature itself has designed that a Shakti is on a larger sphere, what makes us think that we are less in number? What makes us think that we are low? What makes us think still we need more empowerment when we are already empowered and given by Mother Nature, by nature stating that you are standing at 61.8% is what your share of creation or nature holds on? What makes us say so? Maybe that I take it to I continue probably with Professor Pankaj Mittalji, who was talking about the gender stereotyping. We are so hardwired at a subconscious level that many of the things what we work is gender stereotype. Let us take the case of this. I'm a tall person. Since morning you have been seeing many people were not visible. To understand how the gender stereotyping takes place, it is set up to an average man's side. Because I'm tall, I'm able to see you all. But since morning we've been talking so much about the visibility. Right? So we are so hardwired. Let it be the design of your workplace. Let it be the mindset. We also agree to that. There is a very interesting experiment that's been taken up in some of the universities. They said that this was a small story, a riddle, which was posed to the students, wherein they have asked that a father and his son were going in a car and they met with a crash and the father died on the spot. The son was rushed to the hospital. And surgeon was called for to operate upon the boy. The surgeon saw the boy and said, "Sorry, I cannot do because he's my son." When this question was asked, then how can it be? Because father has already died. How can he be her son? Because we start thinking surgeon can only be a man. And the surgeon was the boy's mother. Very few could answer. Even doctors' kids could not answer. They said that they have given variations. They said that maybe the guy who was traveling, his name was father, or maybe he was a church father. All these reasons were coming in, but they could never narrate that the mother can be a surgeon. We are so hardwired, as ma'am was mentioning. When we take up some names, when we say a scientist, we correlate that particular profession to a thing. We correlate parenting or mothering, or we correlate the child rearing to a female. We are so hardwired. So as per me, I feel that the problems or the challenges what a woman faces is not from outside. Maybe it is from outside, but honestly, trust me, the problem is more from inside. The problem is more from inside because of various reasons. It could be gender stereotyping, as ma'am was mentioning. Let me not repeat it once again. Or maybe it could be because of an imposter syndrome. In psychology, we call it imposter syndrome, wherein even the achievements made by the females, they are not very comfortable thinking that they were responsible for that achievement. I can give you a reason for this. Females generally don't go and ask for a hike in their jobs. They are very hesitant because a female who's asking for a hike or for a promotion thinks that the lady is so aggressive because ladies are supposed to be very soft. Most of the problems what we face in life, most of the problems as women what we face in life, they all come from the very, very hardwired stereotypes that we have already developed. So now the question goes like, what do we do? How do we do? And why is that we should be doing? As I mentioned already, the nature itself constitutes 61% of the dynamic force, which is the Shakti. And we all have an opportunity. We all have an opportunity to go beyond. Like
pain is inevitable, but suffering is your choice. I'll give you my own example. Everybody were called on the dais. I was sitting there. I was also speaker. I wasn't called onto the dais. I could have as well sat there, right? Oh, let me call. Because I'm supposed to talk. I'm sitting here since morning to talk. So I said, no, I have to come and talk, right? So nature gives you opportunities. Nature gives you opportunities, but considering your gender, considering your inhibitions of stereotypes, what the culture you have been brought in and what you are hardwired with, you start restricting yourself to what you are and say the society has a problem. So tell me, where is the problem? Where are the limits? We limit ourselves, we restrict ourselves, we do ourselves, we draw a line to ourselves, and we start saying, because the way you look at things, the things change. I think all of us has the beauty of this creation. The beauty of this creation is we all have a great opportunity to live a life which is much larger than your name, your profile, your position, your tag. You know, your daughter of so-and-so, husband or wife of so-and-so. I mean, these are all very limited as per me. I think we all have a great potential. We all have a great opportunity to live a life which is much, much beyond than what you are. And I think that is why we are all here. We have taken birth only because of that. And I think if we don't do it, I mean, I feel that we don't have right to blame anything else. The inner environment, inner us has to change, then we can change the outer environment. That's been my strongest belief. And that is the way we need to move ahead in life. So with this, I conclude my talk. So we all have a potential. Let me reiterate 4 things. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is your choice. Problems come, you can't stop the problems. But the way you respond to the problems, the way you look at the problems, they change. The problem disappears from somewhere. And second, the limiting beliefs what you have within you, that this is not good, that is good, this is not that. We always want to blame because we are stereotyped from inside. So rather than looking at that, let us see what is that we can do to bring in a change. Because we have been into a patriarchal society for so many generations, so we don't expect that the things would change just like that. Unless we change, things don't change. Because change is not something very different. Change is very much you. You need to change for the things to change. You need to change for the environment to change. And next thing is, it's so important that all of you don't think anytime low about yourself. You're never less. Please understand, you are 61 point so-and-so percentage of the nature, which is a very huge dynamic force. You are never ever less. If you think you are less, trust me, you are missing out a very beautiful opportunity of living on this planet. So with this, I conclude. Enjoy your womanhood. Enjoy the feminism inside. It's a very beautiful thing. We are no less. In fact, we are highly abundant. And it's only that we need to realize that. So with this, I thank you so much, Lakshmanji, for giving this opportunity. And thank you so much for patiently listening to me. Thank you.
Very rightly said by Dr. Kavita. Celebrate yourself for being a woman. And it is very important to change our mindset. Only when we change our mindsets, and speaker who is instrumental behind the release of the souvenir. You saw that a souvenir was released, a beautiful souvenir was released in the morning, and she really toiled a lot to make that happen. So a big round of applause to her. Over to Professor Vanaja.
Yeah, so that's equity for me. Namaskar to all. So as I stand here, I feel we are empowered. I don't need any more empowerment for my life. I am empowered. I have shown it to the world. Along with all of you sitting here, we are empowered. The only thing is, we were not aware of it. So for that, let's give a big hand to all those people behind the scenes starting with Lakshmanji for making us aware of what we can do. I have a written speech. I have just left it there because I said, let me speak from my heart. All of them have told us lots of facts. 1 month, I think 1 month, 10 days or 15 days back, when we had our first baitak about this conference, I was very skeptic. I thought, into what is it that we are committing ourselves? Will we do it? So if the people in that meeting know, the number we said very, very, not even confidently, was 100 women. I hope all those who are present will agree with me. We said we can bring probably 100 women, sir. That's all. And today, as a force, without anybody pressurizing us, without managements asking us to go, we are here as a 1,000+ group. That's our own commitment, right? So as I said, the work began. Then I said I will take up the editorial of work of releasing the souvenir. Then also I believed I might have to work on 40 to 50, a max of 50 abstracts. It slowly started, 10, 15, 20. I said, okay, I'm not even reaching my 50, my job is done. And lo presto, suddenly the flood started. 24 hours was not enough. Though in between I did get suggestions, do we need another help? I said, no, women power, we will do it. So I took Professor Sheila, though she gave the whole credit to me. No, Professor Sheila was there and Professor Sridevi is there in the crowd. These two people chipped in. They said, no, ma'am, we'll do it. In fact, I wanted to seek help. I said, no, let's do it. So it's just as I said, for any empowered leadership, first thing is awareness. I must know what I know. Most of the time, as they already told us, one is stereotype. Maybe I can't do it. The next is that imposter belief, which Kavita madam said. Arey na valla kaadu. Arey avarevanna evanna anukuntaremo. Arey this is not in my dictionary. Who built the dictionary for you? You alone or the society. So let's rewrite the dictionary. That there is nothing impossible in our life. It is I, a small apostrophe S, I am possible. So we'll begin with that. So it is I am possible, I can do anything. For that we need to get a small wake-up call. That wake-up call for people like me has come a little late in life. But for the youngsters, I tell you, there is nothing which can stop us. There is no challenge which we cannot do. Nature has created us with so much of strength, so much of pain, endurance, ability. So there is nothing which should stop us. In all this, the second is, once you know what you can do, the second is getting into action. That is the inertia we have to break. Most of the time, I and you know, I can do this. But then the inertia is there, which will not put you into motion. Whether it is because of your own weight, that is because of your own thought, or is it because of the external forces acting? Whatever it is, yavaro vachi manalli nettaru. Mananga manang kadalali. It's for us to move. That's the second step. The third step is embodiment. I become a leader and I embody all the qualities of a leader. Yes, lots of things. You see me on social media, you could go and see. It was most of the time because I want to prove to those who feel they are seeing something in me that I can do this. So the entry into Facebook was for some students who said, we want you on the Facebook, we want to see where you are going. We want to see what you are doing. I said, then right. So most of my activities are put there, not for my own self, but for others whom I feel who can go forward. So when we become leaders, there is, to become a leader, these three pillars, We have to stand strong on them. Next is the challenges we face. They are there for everybody. We do face. We might face a little more, but we are breaking the glass ceiling. We have broken the glass ceiling, and we will continue to break them. There might be some more. We will go ahead. The main thing for all this to happen, as I said, we maybe got our push a little late. The youngsters here, the leaders who are here, the women leaders who are here, the academicians here, I would suggest we start instilling that confidence, instilling that feeling that I can become a leader in our students, so that we see more women VCs, not the few women VCs which Pankaj Mittal madam said. Yes, the tragedy is madam did quote 20 women, I think around 20 women VCs. If I pull out the women universities from that, the number in the unisex is very less. I wish and pray all of us sitting here move towards becoming vice chancellors, and the day should come when they call vice chancellors and we are equal in number or outnumber the men. That day is what we will look for. Thank you so much for the organizers, and I take pride in saying I am part of this seminar, which is the unique one, maybe the only one in the country so far, where women are there. Yes, for any activity, as Sudha Murthy ji said, we always acknowledge the men behind us. For me to be here, yes, I think of my papa who made me here, who only told me once when the same problem in the stage, Papa, the short ones, all dynamites come in small pockets. Thank you. I am a dynamite. I need height, but you can all become dynamites. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for your energetic words. Now we have heard 7 eminent speakers, and all of them very renowned and reputed in their respective fields. I think you all are enthused and encouraged by their words. They all are inspiration to us. We certainly draw strength from them, and there is a lot to learn from all the speakers since we were hearing since morning. Now, to recapitulate what all has been done since morning, to put it in a very briefly, we can say that what is important for a woman to be empowered is one should be knowledgeable. Knowledge leads to awareness. Awareness leads to action. These are two-way process. Knowledge to awareness and awareness to action. And it is also important to be resilient. This was repeatedly emphasized by Dr. Sudha Narayan Murthy. And one needs to be confident. You should have faith in yourself. You should believe yourself. You should have the trust in your innate capabilities, because each one of us are unique. We have a lot of potential which can be tapped in the right direction, and it is requested to channelize all your energies to the fullest extent so that nothing is stoppable. Then the last is, we all are together as a section. It is we who need to play a prominent role in building Vikasit Bharat. And really it is very enthusiastic to be part of this wonderful deliberations. Hope you all enjoyed since morning hearing and listening to all the speakers, and there was a lot of sharing of perspectives and a lot of sharing of knowledge. So I always feel that knowledge shared is knowledge gained. What you cannot get by reading 4 or 5 books, you can get in one day seminar, because you are exposed to various diverse perspectives. You hear an academician perspective, you hear an administrative perspective, you hear a research perspective. So there are diverse ways the eminent speakers have expressed their views, and certainly all of them have inspired us. And we go back with a lot of inspiration to do many things in future. And apart from that, I always feel that we need to be guided by certain words. And I would like to quote Kavita N. Ramdas, a globally recognized advocate for gender equity and justice, who has very nice words for women. When we talk of women empowerment, it's not that we are feminists, we are against men, because we cannot move forward without the support of men. And we need not lose our feminine characteristics. We need not be aggressive. We can be the way we are and make a difference. That is what she says, and I quote, "We need women who are so strong, they can be gentle, so educated, they can be humble, so fierce, they can be compassionate, so passionate, they can be rational, and so disciplined, they can be free." I unquote. Hope these words have immense impact on all of you. And friends, I would like to say that all of us need to aspire for higher things in life. We all know that life is dull without aspirations. But all of us may not achieve positions of power or influence. But all of us can be change makers or act as catalysts for change wherever we are and can make a difference. So let us all contribute our bit to the mission of Vikasit Bharat. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and I am extremely indebted and grateful to Lakshmanji. It is because of him I am here. Always there is a lot of affection and warmth in his invitation, and whenever people like Lakshmanji inspire us, I think there's nothing to look back. We can only move forward. Thank you, Lakshmanji. Thanks a lot. Now I hand over to the organizing committee for further deliberations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Sheila Reddy, Madam, for such a wonderful session. Meanwhile, we have a small announcement. I now request Professor T. Mrunalini, Head of the Department of Education, Osmania University, and Madam Sunita Madam, Department of Education, Osmania University, please to come on to the dais. And this department is going to organize some conference, and the brochure, I request the dignitaries to please release the brochure.
Good afternoon to one and all, delegates on the dais and the august gathering of women of the dais. Now we are going to release a brochure on, we're having a national conference on revival and interpretations of epistemological roots of Indian knowledge system in the light of modern intellectual landscape on October 28, 29, 30, which is organized by Department of Education, University College of Education, Osmania University. And now I request delegates and Lakshmanji Garu to come on to the dais and release the brochure. And before that, I request our Head of the Department, Mrunalini Madam, to speak a few words about the conference.
At the outset, let me take excuse from the audience in the conference and also delegates who have come present us on the dais and off the dais, because it's like an intermission in this program, but I would say it's a continuation to this program. So I saw a huge number. At the outset, let me congratulate the organizers for making such a huge success. After our film festival, sometime 1.5 years back happened, it was full. Then we thought it was really wonderful. The same thing I could see again. This hall is full. It's very difficult to make this hall full. I really congratulate the organizers for making such a huge success, especially that success with women. It's really a wonderful kind of an experience for me, an emotional touch for me, for having such a huge, gathering of the women and powerful women, empowered women, who are going to make a change in this world of women and men and also human beings. I always feel it is the human being, whether it is men or women, it is the human being. so that humaneness can come only through women. That's how I feel. Thank you very much, friends. So this is the context of releasing one small brochure. Why I thought is we are also collaborating with the ABRSM in this program. So we thought this would be a right platform where we can really open up this platform, a continuation to this where we were talking about women and tradition and Indian ethos and all these things have been reverberating from morning, right from Jyoti Prajwalan to that of now, the talks of the empowered women on the days and of the days thoughts in their papers which they might have presented and in their papers. So this continuum should happen and this dhara, the wave should continue. That will end with the 2047 Vikasit Bharat. So in that line we have been working last few years. So I thought in my culmination of my retirement in the next month, 28, 29, 30, the last day when I step down, I want to continue this mission of Indian knowledge system to continue, and this country should evolve back as Vishwaguru. Got back, that status should come back by 2047. That is the dream of Modi ji. Let us all dream along with him and create Vikasit Bharat and create Vishwaguru. So with that vision in mind, we made an attempt to start this 3-day conference, which is having the title like this, Revival Interpretation of Epistemological Roots of Indian Knowledge Systems in the Light of Modern Intellectual Landscape. So this is where we start the roots, reconstructing those things, reviving those things. And we are planning it in a huge way. Hopefully, it would become a good success. With all your support, I think it would really continue with the same wave of Indian tradition and custom, knowledges. All these things will be revived with our research minds, because this is the group, I could see the research minds are here. So this research is needed to revive our Indian ethos and culture and knowledge systems. So I invite all of you for that program and contribute your might to that in your own way, both with the empirical evidences, research evidences, and greater ethos within that. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Once again, I request and thank the organizers, Lakshmanji, for giving this opportunity. And also, I request sir to come on to days and open this brochure, release this brochure. Thank you. Sorry, I took your time. I request all my empowered women on the days should also join in releasing this brochure and taking this wave along with us till the Vikasit Bharat happen in 2047. Keep those.
Please come.
We will cherish your words of wisdom and look forward to applying them in our personal and professional lives. Thank you for adding immense value to our gathering today. As let's happily applaud our eminent speakers. A huge round of applause for our supportive resource person speakers. Thank you so much. Now it's time to express our gratitude. Here we have a memento, a token of love, affection, and gratitude. We request our organizing team to kindly present these tokens to our eminent speakers. I would like to invite Vijay Lakshmi, Professor, Department of Chemistry, TMV, Karu, to please facilitate our beloved speaker, Professor Chudamani Nandagopal Garu. Yeah, I request all the audience to please have a huge round of applause. Thank you, ma'am. I invite Professor Lata Garu, Department of Telugu, HCU, to facilitate speaker, ma'am, Professor Vandana Mishra Garu. Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Sunita, Principal, TSWRDC, to facilitate Dr. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary AIU. Thank you, ma'am. I now call upon Professor Manjula Garu, Department of Commerce, OU, to facilitate Professor Vanaja Mahadasu, Dean, Manu. Thank you, ma'am. I call upon Dr. Kanchana Lata Garu, Principal, JDC, to facilitate Dr. Soumya Chaup. Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Professor Triveni Garu, Department of Telugu, HCU, to facilitate Dr. Kavita, Positive Psychologist. Thank you, ma'am. I now call upon Professor Sneha Joshi Garu, Department of EC from JNTU, to facilitate Professor C. Sheila Reddy Garu, Dean, CUAP. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I thank you everyone for joining us in showing our love and gratitude. Now, it's time to show our love, respect, gratitude by a thanking note. Firstly, our heartfelt thanks to our respected Registrar, Osmania University, Professor Lakshmi Narayana Garu and CSSR for supporting us and collaborating with ABRSM and College of Education, Osmania University Head and Principal. I also thank central universities, engineering colleges, degree colleges, junior colleges, schools, preschools, and all other educational institutions, media, social media, TV media for your support throughout the program. I thank the entire team of ABRSM and the organizing team of the ABRSM of this program for their tireless efforts for this conference. I thank the staff and the helping staff, those are very important for this occasion, of the Tagore Auditorium for your support and great cooperation. And I thank especially our women participants who have taken the exclusive participants with 1,400 members, exclusively only the women in this program. It's a very rare occasion for the women which leads to envisioning New Bharat. And last but not the least, I would thank the powerful, eminent, dynamic personality, a superpower man behind this program, Shri Gunta Lakshmanji Garu, for your efforts, your cooperation, your guidance, and our inspiration to serve. Thank you for supporting the entire women academicians and making this program a soundful success. Thank you, sir. Just I hand over the dais to our Vasanta Gauri Garu.
Thank you, ma'am. I thank all the dignitaries for the wonderful session again. We had a very nice time and impactful session now. Ma'am, Sheila Reddy ma'am, a special thanks for nice coordination with all the speakers. Thank you. I have a very important announcement once again. As Penny madam told, gave you a small glimpse, we have a very big event to actually start with here. Actually, we have an event called Hyderabad Women Declaration. Our university, the path is already designed by the organizers. So organizers of this event is going to lead you, and you are requested to join the rally, and that rally will go up to Arts College, and there we are going to have a declaration, separate